If a man has these 10 qualities, never let him go. When it comes to knowing what to look for in a guy, you need to remember that physical attraction can bring two people together, but that doesn't always make for a healthy relationship. Here's what to look for in a guy before you date him or get exclusive with him. Every girl is unique, and what you expect from a guy and from a happy relationship would be very different from what your friend expects. Likewise, relationships too are just as unique. And what works for one person doesn't always have to work for someone else. Instead of taking suggestions from friends or asking for their opinions all the time, sometimes the easiest way to figure out what to look for in a guy is by testing your compatibility with him, keeping your own expectations in mind. Some men are better than others. Yes, we're all equal human beings. But nevertheless, one can easily make the argument that some men are better people than other men. An even easier argument to make is that some men are clearly better suited for being loving partners than others. Some men simply aren't cut out for the job. This isn't to say that they won't one day be. But every man is the wrong man for you at some point in his life or another. All people develop over time, learning and adapting different characteristics over years and years of trial and error. There are many characteristics that make a man a great man. There are many characteristics that make a man a great man for a woman to have by her side. I'd argue that the two are the very same. There are certain traits that one looks for in a man. From kindness to intelligence and humility, there are aspects of your personality could be a deal breaker for someone to fall in love with you. Scientists have spent years trying to work out what makes a relationship tick and what makes them work. And now with advent of dating apps, where everything happens over the swipe of a smart screen, there are certain traits that women look for in a man. And some men are clearly better suited for being loving partners than others. Yes, there are guys who simply aren't cut out for the job. This isn't to say that they won't be. One day, after all, people develop over time, learning and adapting different characteristics over the years and years of trial and error, with scientists having spent decades trying to work out the key to why we fall in love. There are certain things you should look for in a potential partner which suggest you may have found a keeper. 1. He supports your career. A study found that husbands were a deciding factor in 2/3 of women's decisions to quit their jobs, often because they thought it was their duty to bring up their children. Even when the women in the study described their husbands as supportive, they also revealed that the men refused to change their own work schedules or offered to help more with looking after children. 2. He protects you and respects you. Not that a woman can't protect and defend herself, but he is there for you anyway. He won't let anyone hurt you, and if anyone does, he'll give them a piece of his mind, or maybe even give them a taste of his fist if need be. Or, on a lighter note, he'll catch that spider in the house before you have a nervous breakdown. He knows every layer of your being. He's seen you grow as a person, knows all your different traits, and understands you as no one else does. A great guy will respect you for the person you are. He won't treat you like you're nothing more than his arm candy. A guy who respects you will try hard to impress you all the time. He'll dress up and look good for you because he doesn't want to disappoint you. He'll try to make a good impression on your friends and family, and he'll display his chivalrous side every time he's with you. On the other hand, if he doesn't respect you, he'll expect you to take control while he just behaves like a lazy slob around you. 3. He listens to you. He wants to know about you. He wants to have those conversations. Not only that, but he remembers what you say. And every time you see or talk to him, you just feel happier yourself. It's every conversation ending with goodbye and not just the slow fade out. 4. He appreciates being with you. There are very few men who actually take out time to stay with their partner so that they both can have their own quality time. People are so busy in their own lives these days that no one really bothers about these small things and make sure that their woman is comfortable enough with everything. So, if your man appreciates being with you, is proud to have you and not afraid to show it to the entire world that he loves you, then there is no need to look anywhere else. 5. He's very loyal. Staying loyal is what is becoming extinct. When it comes to men, staying loyal always does not mean listening to the partner. It also means that you would not do anything wrong that would hurt your partner and would lead on to something big and ugly which could make things worse in the future. If your man is loyal to you, that is, makes out time for you, enjoys your company, does not care about anything or anyone else when with you, Then do not let him go away. 6. He takes responsibility. You want a man who recognizes that he is accountable for his actions. A good man accepts that he is an adult who must take care of himself and those dependent on him. He follows through on his promises and obligations. A mature man appreciates other people and can make rational decisions. He also may be ready for a long-term commitment because he has grown past immature desires for instant gratification. 7. He is emotionally available. You're looking for someone who will provide you with a steady stream of love and affection. If he goes back and forth from hot to cold, that's a sign of emotional unavailability. What you will get is a little love and attention for a few days before he pushes you away. Emotional availability means your partner is comfortable talking about his personal life, family, childhood, and past romantic relationships. He won't seem closed off, avoid conversations about commitment, or display other. 8. He is direct in communication. The most challenging relationships to navigate are those where the communication is simply not there. If your partner is respectfully and clearly telling you how he feels or what he needs, he's being direct. Many men believe that if they constantly have this whatever attitude, women will suddenly fall in love with them. This is complete bogus. Would you like to spend time with a guy that dodges direct questions and moves his shoulders instead of giving an answer? There is a time and a place for directness though. If the directness is not constructive or kind, it could be a red flag. Look for direct communication from your partner that seems to come from a place of collaboration and partnership rather than confrontation. 9. He is romantic. Many women look at fairy tales to guide them in finding the right man. Your partner doesn't have to whisk you away in a horse-drawn carriage to be romantic. In fact, it's more realistic to not base expectations on a fairy tale. Instead, be grateful for the little things he does, like sending you daisies for no reason, or just calling to see how your day is going. Find a sweet guy who will treat you in the right way. 10. He is very mature. You will be able to quickly determine a guy's emotional maturity by observing how he reacts to situations and how he treats the people around him. In a restaurant, for instance, when the server takes a bit longer than you'd hope to get to your table, how does he react? Does he take it in his stride, or does he lose his temper? Does he shout at the server when an order gets mixed up? Even if he's on his best behavior, it's hard for anyone to hide long-standing habits. Watch him keenly enough and you will be able to determine whether you are on the right path. The notion of what a good man should be is quite subjective. What one woman sees as good might be bad for another. The truth is, many women are highly attracted to Prince Charming types of men. That's why we would instinctively go for the tall, dark, pink-lipped, cute guy. It's normal though. I mean, who doesn't like good-looking stuff? However, when it comes to settling down and engaging in a long-term relationship with a man, it's usually a different ball game. At this point, most women realize that it's not all about how good a man looks. We start considering several other qualities that are vital for any man to have. One can easily wonder why some women who used to admire cute guys usually end up dating or marrying the not-so-good-looking ones. It's apparently because, over the years, there has been a priority shift from what doesn't really matter to what really matters. Besides physical appearance, the average woman wants a man who can make her laugh, a man who will be there to support her, a man who respects her, and a man who she can rely on when she's emotionally down, someone who can protect her from her insecurities, someone who motivates her to be the best version of herself. But unfortunately, there are still many women out there who prefer frivolities over priorities. Such women easily get carried away by mere physique, and at the end of the day, they end up being stuck in a cycle of toxicity. The perfect guy is a guy who cares about the relationship as much as you do. No matter how funny, smart, and accomplished a man may be, if his partnership with you isn't one of his top priorities in his life, then he isn't your perfect man. Your perfect man is someone who knows what a relationship is for, building a bond with your soulmate that will last the rest of your life. And only when he knows that will he prioritize your relationship and make sure he always gives more than enough time to keep your relationship going. A guy may look like your type, have a good job, or have lots of friends, But the bottom line is simple. Do you feel like your best self when you're with him? Do you look forward to being with him? And is your relationship stress-free? Do you feel like $1,000,000 and know that he would rather be with you than anyone else? That's when you know you're with a keeper. So these were 10 qualities in a man that women look for. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you get notified as soon as we upload a video. And I'll see you in next one.